Good morning, everybody. I am doing a wash and go with my baby. He is currently knocked out in there. But yeah, I'm doing a wash and go with the DOUX Mousse. Well, it's really more like a dry and go because my hair is actually dry. But I've been told I should let you guys in on my little secrets on how I do my little curls. I've done like 3/4 of my head already. You can see my hair is pretty darn tangled. I washed last night. I got kind of lazy and was like, I'll do the rest in the morning. But this is kind of what it's looking like. This was a mousse. Yeah, just using the DOUX Mousse Def and my dimming brush. I just take a couple pumps. That was 6. And I really saturate the hair. So this is important to getting really defined curls, is really saturating that hair. And as you can see, this is how I get things done. I have to carry him. He is definitely a Velcro baby. He loves to be with his mama. And then I section that hair off. But he loves to be with his mama. So yeah, if I put him down, he's just gonna wake up and cry and be upset. And I really try not to have him crying no longer than 30 seconds or so. I've heard recent studies that if the baby cries and they fall asleep from crying, it's from a high cortisol level, which is your stress hormone. And basically they just pass out. It's not really them falling asleep from self-soothing. They can't self-soothe until they're about 3 years old. So I don't know, do what you want to do with your baby. It's none of my business, but I'm just letting you know what the research says. That's what it say. And do not let your baby scream and cry until they fall asleep, because they're just passing out. So with that being said, I'm just going to keep them strapped on until I finish my hair. And I'm not doing really much of finger coiling today, just because I don't want to take a long time. So I'm just really smoothing and raking that product in my hair. And then when I feel those dry spots, I go back in with a little bit more mousse. And then I just separate the hair how it wants to be separated. You can see it gets really, really defined in the places where it wants to separate. And sometimes I will do the finger coiling, which is basically doing that. It definitely does create a different curl pattern. It makes it a little bit more spiraled instead of waved. My kind of natural curl is a little bit more of a wave coil at the end. But if I were to do the finger coiling, then the entire head would be coiled like that. I'm gonna have to pause that for a minute. I'll call you back, Grandpa. That was my grandpa giving us a ring on FaceTime, but I'll call him back once I finish my hair and all that. And you guys finish getting ready with me. So I did dye my eyebrows. I don't know if you can tell, but I did dye them already. Yeah, I dyed them. But yeah, so that's just what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to be applying a crap ton of mousse, brushing it through, smoothing it out, raking it through, and Yeah. And I do section, like subsection, the section that I'm working in, because I really want to make sure that I'm getting that product in. If I don't get product all the way in, I'm just going to have a puffy head, and I'm really going for a little bit more of a defined look. So you guys can see the baby. I'm going for more of a defined look than, you know, a puffy look. And then I brush from the ends and I work my way up. That's to make sure I'm not really like pulling my hair out. So I see a lot of people, they start up here and then comb down. Well, you're really like pulling your hair out because you have those tangles at the bottom that you have to snag through. But if you work your way up from the bottom to the top, you have less of those snags because you tangle the hair at the bottom. So that's really nice. And as you can see, I did a little finger coil, and you see how that looks compared to my waves up here. So I wanted to show you that. But yeah, I really enjoy the DOUX hair products. I feel like they are quality. They work very well with my hair texture. I say I'm about a 4B, I'm a type 4 hair texture. Let's just leave it at that. Like I'm like a 4A through a 4C. Like at my root in certain places, I have 4C hair. And in the front, like as you can see up here, I have 4A hair. So definitely a type 4 hair girly. And this product works. It's just mousse. Like, and I've been a gel girl for my entire life. Like eco gel, honestly, any type of gel. And sometimes I do pair this with gel because it works just that good. I usually would pair it with DOUX Big Papa or DOUX Bananas, depending on what I'm going for. But right now I'm just going for a quick look. I got some company coming over later, and I don't want to look homeless. Because I do be looking kind of crazy. I don't know, you guys see my shorts and you see me, I'm really authentic and raw. I don't try to hide anything, so I do what I look like on the shorts is what I look like most of the time. So right now I'm just like a stay-at-home mom, so is it important for me to do all this hair, eyebrows, eyelashes? No. But I do like to try to keep up with myself and not be in postpartum depression. Oh. So I do have a diagnosis of depression that I dealt with outside of the pregnancy. And when I did get pregnant, I dealt with postpartum depression. So now I'm dealing with depression disorder and postpartum depression. So these videos really make me happy. It's kind of why I do it. Seeing people's responses to Joaquin's milestones is just, it makes me happy. So I'm just doing what makes me happy, and what's the best interest for the baby is having a happy mom, a happy life. So I try my best to do things that makes me happy, and one of those things is definitely gonna be my hair. And I'll put this down so you guys can see him a little bit better. I know we're doing the get ready with me, but I know you guys want to see the baby. Hey, pup. But it's not talked about a lot. I did want to do a video on postpartum depression, and it's really not something I expected to get. I'm like, dude, I already have had a diagnosis of depression, so there's no way possible I can get postpartum depression. Like, what is that? And I was wrong and ignorant to think that it doesn't affect you even if you already have, you know, you've already had depression. It's probably more likely that you would get it if you already had it. I don't know. I hadn't looked at the research, so don't take my word for it. I do like to be factual, and I don't know if that's factual or not. I'm just speculating. But it is real, guys. It is real. It is important to have a good support system. I, for one, have a lovely support system. I have a therapist who I see weekly, and I enjoy that. I have my significant other, my partner, who is very, very supportive, very loving, very kind. So I have that. My family, my mom, my dad, just everyone has been really supportive. And throughout the pregnancy, I did have my husband's mom, but things have not been on great terms right now, which I won't go too much into, but even though she's not around, she's still a great person. She's been very kind, and I'm sure once everything resolves, she'll be an active factor in Joaquin's life. So that's great. My significant other's family, they love him as well. But I mean, of course, I'm the mom, and my family is going to be a little bit more involved because I have him majority of the time, and I'm with them majority of the time. So it's just kind of how it is. But I'm working on the dynamic so that he sees his other side of the family more as well too. I don't want to be selfish. And just for a little background, Joaquin is Hispanic. He is black. Of course, I am black, and I am Jamaican. So he is Hispanic, black, and Jamaican. A nice, interesting little mix there. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. I guess that's why he has some interesting little features. He's got a good little mix on him. But I enjoy it. I enjoy his little life. Oh yeah, and some people say I sound kind of southern. Well, I live in North Carolina. We're southern down here, so I might have a little accent. Bear with me. I do my best. But yeah, look at those curls. Look at that. And this is, like I keep saying, this is just mousse. This is nothing else. I'm not using a gel with this. And as you can see, I'm not really like finger coiling, I'm just shingling. So this is a good product. I don't have any sponsorships with DOUX or anything like that, but it's a good product. So all my hair girlies, curly hair girlies out there, get you some DOUX. I highly recommend it. It's good stuff. And honestly, I don't have to use as much as I do, but I'm just a little heavy-handed. I just really, really want to make sure my hair is saturated so it can hold. And this hairstyle, depending on how much I take care of it, like if I wear my bonnet at night, I put my bands on to keep it stretched. It really just depends on how long it'll stay. It can last up to 7 days is what this brand like says that it does, is that it will stay up to 7 days. I know for a fact the DOUX Banana will definitely last a little bit longer than 7 days. But I think this lasts me about 3 to 5. Sometimes a week, and I'll just go into a puff, and that's how you know, like, I'm like, I'm at the end of my wash and go, because I just throw it into a puff. But yeah, I really love this product. Ah, it's good stuff. Good stuff, good stuff. I don't know if I should do a side part or a middle part. Probably side. Let's do a side part. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a side part. It's gonna look the best, I think, in this situation. Hold on, guys, I gotta grab some product. Grabbing my comb, my edge control, and my edge brush here. So yeah, I'm just gonna part that to the side. Just because I kind of want to do a side part. Perfect. And then let me get that little piece. Probably gonna blend it in here. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And I'm gonna put a little bit more on the root just to get it kind of flatter. Cause my hair, the thing, like I go for a more of a flat or wash and go is cause my hair is gonna take the product, soak it up and puff up. I don't know. It likes to be big. My hair likes to be big, so yeah. And you can see I just kind of rock him, bouncing a little bit still, even though he's sleeping. I don't want him to wake up. Not yet. I want him to enjoy having a little nappy nap with mommy. And I don't want him to wake up and cry and then I can't finish my hair. And that would be a big bummer. I'm so close to being done. It's kind of why I started this like live a little bit later because it takes me a little minute. And I didn't want you guys getting too bored. But yeah, let's talk more about postpartum depression. What does it look like? So basically, depression is like a chemical factor in your brain, actually, which is kind of interesting. You know, you have all these hormone fluctuations with pregnancy, and then after pregnancy, your hormones completely dip, and that causes depression. You have bodily changes, which is one of the main causes of my postpartum depression. Is like, I was a pretty petite girl growing up. I've always been less than 160, 150 pounds. I ran track in high school. I ran track in college. I was definitely athletic, and I can barely walk without losing my breath. So that's a big change. Like, of course I'm gonna be sad because, like, who wouldn't be? You're used to being active and being able to do it all, and then now all of a sudden you can't. I mean, I wouldn't say can't, but you're struggling to get it done. And athleticism has always been something that's been easy for me, so it's tough, it's rough. I'm doing walks now, but that's as far as I've been. Some weightlifting, which I enjoy, is my favorite thing in the world. I love lifting weights. I probably should do like competition or something. But that's been a big change for me, and it's been hard for me to adjust to my weight, adjust to having, you know, cellulite and stretch marks. It's been really tough adjusting to these things. I've never had to deal with it before, and this is my first baby, and of course, hey baby. Baby says hi. And of course I want more children. I would love to have more children. And this is something I have to get over and understand that this is going to happen to me. During the pregnancy, I wasn't able to work out. I had developed preeclampsia. And because I had developed preeclampsia, I was told to be easy on my body. So I cut out working out and stuff, because at first, in the beginning of the pregnancy, I was working out pretty hard. I was still getting at it. And I had to put that to a stop. That was hard on me. I did have to go into labor early because of the preeclampsia I was induced, which is a whole beast. Oh my God. When people say induction hurts, it hurts. I didn't think it would be that bad because I was so calm. Everyone's like, you're doing so well, you're so calm. Girl, once I got to 6 centimeters, I was probably a nightmare to everybody that was in my room. I started screaming and hollering. I was like, oh no, give me an epidural. So I was probably about getting close to 8 centimeters before I tapped out and was like, epidural me, please. But yeah, I did get the epidural. And originally, I was like, I'm going to do it all natural. I don't want any epidural. I'm not doing that. I just want to feel it. I want to know what it feels like just in case this is my last baby. And, that was a mess. But it was nice. It was nice. Until it got so unbearable, I was like screaming, like, turn this Pitocin down. But yeah, I labored for over 28 hours. My God. And coming up on the last, I'd say last 5 hours is when it got unbearable for me. And he flew out. God, that's where he gets his nickname from. He flew out that, you know how like when the baby is born, the head comes out. The mom takes a break, and then the shoulders come out, there's a little pause, and then the body comes. Well, no. He came head and everything at the same time. So he just flew out. There was no pause in between. He just literally flew out. So that was pretty interesting. Yeah, he just flew out. So my mom was like, he's Rocket. And then she also was like, I had a dream that he's going to crawl really fast. So I really like Rocket. And Joaquin, I don't know, something about Rocket getting close to that name. And Joaquin is pretty close to me. I don't know. But yeah. So that's where we get his name from. His nickname, Rocket. And I did want to post my labor video because I do have it recorded. But I don't know. It's kind of sensitive for some people in their eyes. And I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about that in the comments. If that's something you want to see, then maybe we'll take a poll, a vote. And if the majority rules, the majority rules. So I'm done with my wash and go, guys. Let me wash my hands first, and then I'll show you what I was saying. Yeah, I gotta wash this off. Extra loose. And then I'll show you the finishing look. Or, I don't want to show you all the edge control stuff. I mean, you probably see that all the time. Baby says hi. Say hi, Widows. Say hi to your fans. Say hi. But this is it. Look at that definition, guys. That shine. It's flowing. My little rosy cheek baby. But alright, guys.